Let me tell you, this is the reason the criminal, that thing was the reason the criminal Jeremiah was saying, he bragging before a camera. You know, he had to face the camera. Face me, cover me, yeah, the Lord has told me to start fighting now. Now I will start. I'm like, this guy. So now Kassy, they pump muscle for. You say you be Omoto, and Kassy, you the stiff body for. Say you go do this, you go do that. Let me tell you, see that Jerry Crook, he is far worse than Suleiman. I'm telling you, Suleiman is 100% better than that Crook. And Suleiman has nothing to do with this Kassy case. This particular one, he has nothing to do with it.
Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So I received a video which was done by Ijele when he was giving an update as to the court proceedings which he attended. He attended the court proceedings of Apostle Kassy, where Kassy was being
Sir, this is alright. What do you have to say, sir, around Pastor Kassy?
Well, it's unfortunate what happened because I didn't expect it. Out of 10 count charges, why would you plead guilty to not guilty to 9 and then come and plead guilty to 1? The particulars of offense, everything is the same. The same. So if you're guilty on one, automatically you're guilty in the rest of it. And from day one, my position is let them prove they are guilty. It is not for the accused person to prove his innocence or to prove his guilt. If they have their fire, let them bring it. Cyber stalking is not such a serious crime.
Nigerian courts, I just don't have a word or a say in the judiciary of Nigeria. This is really embarrassing how these state institutions are being used by these false prophets. This can't happen in civilized other countries. Even here in Africa, there are so many other countries that are still upholding the law. The case that they are putting Kassy in custody for, it's not a case that calls for someone to be detained in a democratic country. Because he insulted Omoto for fame. Did he even insult Omoto for fame? He didn't. Kassy only came out to demand and ask Omoto for fame, where is the CCTV footage? Is that an insult? It's not. The only time that Kassy Chukwu kind of insulted Omoto for fame is when Omoto for fame came out when he was consoling himself after the death of the witch doctor of Nigeria, the biggest witch doctor of Nigeria, TB Joshua. Because Omoto for fame always wanted to affiliate himself with TB Joshua, even though TB Joshua had distanced himself from Omoto for fame. He did not want anything to do with Jeremiah Omoto. So he saw it as a name that he can ride on. Even recently, he has been calling himself the TB Joshua of Wari. So when TB Joshua passed away, Omoto for fame came out and then he claimed that TB Joshua was more anointed than Archbishop Benson Idahosa, which is the reason why Kassy came out. This statement that was made by Omoto for fame, even though he refused that he made that statement, is what triggered Kassy Chukwu's anger. Because apparently Kassy Chukwu attended one of Idahosa's university, or he was a mentee of Idahosa, or his spiritual father was affiliated to Benson Idahosa. So it's more like a lineage. And this kind of played with Kassy Chukwu's emotions. So he came out publicly. And then he had to say what he had to say out of emotions and out of anger, to say, how can you compare this witch doctor called TB Joshua with Archbishop Benson Idahosa? To those of you who did not watch what Kassy said after Omoto for fame had said TB Joshua was greater than Idahosa, this is what Kassy Chukwu had to say after Jeremiah Omoto proclaimed or made that statement, which made Jeremiah Omoto get Kassy arrested at that first time when Kassy was arrested. This was Kassy's response.
Archbishop, the sons of Archbishop, people who believe in Archbishop, people like Apostle Joseph Suleiman came out and said that TB Joshua is too small. TB Joshua has been in this business of like trying to bring down other men of God. Then one Omoto 15. Oh, I be like that man before. But the way that man cut it, do things now. I for help and they copied some of their video prophecy. Or copy and come out. I'll bring the same person from the other place, bring the other one from the other place, I will join her together. You know, I think they kill the matter. Even the people they are using are tired. Want to give us bad name in this generation. Come out. The TB Joshua is greater than the late Archbishop. Are stupid. How is that guy to even repent self? I'm not a 15. No, I to repent. I know saying I get assassin. No, I know saying I get. We know now. That thing. I know saying I get. Also, so they handle branch on now. We be retired robbers, retired kidnappers, retired the day. So if anybody just saw to and I'll send them. Say go and attack. If you want to cry for your spiritual brother, cry for him. Stop bringing the late Archbishop to it. Stop bringing it. We will not accept that. We will not take it. If other people are taking it, we will not take it. We will not take it. We will not take it.
So it is for this reason that Kassy was arrested for the first time, because he came out and then he called the warrior prophet a bastard. And he was saying that he's an ex-kidnapper, he's an ex-armed robber and stuff like that, which I cannot doubt to be true. It can be true. So after Kassy made this video, the warrior prophet, Jeremiah Omoto, deployed police to go and arrest Kassy. How can you insult a major prophet? They got him detained again in an undisclosed location where no one knew. And they forced him to go and make an apology in Jeremiah Omoto's shrine. I'll play for you the video of the apology maybe at a later stage, not today. But he went again and apologized, which was his biggest mistake, the first mistake that he made, because he was afraid to go to prison for speaking out for his faith. This is a religious debate. No one can ever be arrested for calling Jeremiah a false prophet. Jeremiah is a false prophet. These are fraudsters. They are Yahoo prophets. In any court of law, we can prove it. They are fake. Omoto is fake. Omoto is a false prophet. Let's go to court right now, today, any time of the day. Let him lay charges. Let's go to court. We can prove it. That is a false prophet. This is a discussion that can never be contested in any court of law. The court of law has no jurisdiction in cases of this nature, of these religious disagreements. I don't believe Omoto is a false prophet. It's not just like I don't believe. I know for a fact that he is a false prophet. He's a Yahoo prophet. He has nothing of God. That does not constitute in any constitution for one to take someone for defamation of character. There's no character to defame here. There's a false prophet that we're exposing. And we have all the facts and figures to prove that this one here is a false prophet. He's not called. If he can prove it that he's a true man of God, then we can also give him the evidence that shows that he's a false prophet of God. Not of God, man. He's a false prophet of the devil. So this is not a case. That's why all these cases don't hold water in any state. They only hold water in Nigeria. Someone can only be arrested in Nigeria for calling Jeremiah Omoto a false prophet. Here, you cannot be arrested for calling Jeremiah a false prophet, because that's what he really is. That's the truth. Who have you ever heard from any state that they were arrested for calling someone a false prophet? It only happens in Nigeria, where the judiciary is under the power of those that have ching-ching, under the power of or the control of those that have money. It's very sad. And it's your responsibility as a Nigerian, it's a responsibility as an African to correct this error, to correct this madness. So now in court, Kassy had to plead guilty to one of the 10 charges that were laid on him. And one of the charges to which he pleaded guilty was that one in which he called this disgrace, what's her name? This prophetess disgrace, this Ashao. Yeah, that one is an Ashao. That is not a topic of discussion. That's not a defamation of character. That Ashao has no character to defame. And that is one of the charges which Kassy pleaded guilty to. To say, yes, he pleaded guilty to calling this disgrace in Ashao. Kassy, you don't plead guilty to that nonsense, my brother. When you take on a fight like this, you have to stand, you have to be on your feet until the end of it. Hold on to whatever that you say. How many people has this Ashao called disgrace insulted? Talking about Ruth, she has said the most disgusting and horrible things about Sister Ruth Matthew. She has been laughing about her condition. She has been laughing about her financial situation. She has been calling her names a prostitute and all those other kind of disgusting names. Who has arrested her? Who has even taken the energy to say, let's sue this Ashao? We don't care about what she says. So now Omoto and this Ashao, they are now making Kassy go and plead guilty. To say, no, you called this woman of God, disgrace a woman of God? This disgraced concubine. This woman with no values at all. How can you, there's no respect, there's no character to defame here. We can call this, empty element any kind of name. There's no defamation there. Forget it. This is the same Ashao that tricked Ruth Matthew and sent Ruth Matthew and tried to bribe Ruth Matthew to stop talking about the missing baby. And then you say she was defamed. And then you can actually get Kassy in prison simply because of a nonsense admission of guilty to these charges of calling disgrace in Ashao. She keeps on giving threats even to people that we are going to get you arrested. She speaks with authority as if she has the authority. She's just a vagabond, this one. Someone sent me a video, listen to the nonsense that she was saying.
You can insult all men of God. They can keep you quiet. When you come to Papa J, we are giving it back to you, Woto. We are not talking to anybody on Facebook anymore. But arresting will be taking place. 2G4. Whoever that is involved on this Ruth Matthew case, whoever that is involved on testimony case, whoever that have insulted my father, whoever that have insulted me, whoever that have done something, accusation, you cannot accuse somebody when you don't know the person. You will go for it. You'll be brought to book. So prepare yourself. Okay? Don't worry. Every day is for thief, one day for the owner. I have been warning you, I've told you 2 times now, to stop insulting my father. Stop insulting him. He don't know you.
So what they're trying to do is to put fear in people. People, don't be afraid of these bandits, man. Don't be afraid of these useless people. These are useless people. They are very useless. And I think she was responding to Ijele because Ijele had attended the court appearance and he came out and then he gave feedback about the court proceedings. If you had missed, or if you missed, she was actually responding to him. If you missed what Ijele said concerning the court proceedings, let me just play a snippet of what he was saying.
So I went. By the time I got there, Jeremiah no get shame. You see that Jeremiah is a very shameless man. He is a very, very shameless crew. When they say someone is bereft of shame, is Jeremiah. There is no iota of shame in that man. The man has no shame. The man has nothing. Like his shame sensor is dead. Not just broken, is irreparable. His shame sensor is totally irreparable. And so when I got there, Kai.
Kassy, don't let anybody deceive you. Stay strong, though. Not be the people who tell you forgiveness, they carry you again. Say so.
Now, when I got there, I just told Cassie, something touched my spirit. I just told Cassie, listen, if there is anything these people have on you, let them release it highest for 24 to 48 hours. It will finish and you will have like your life back. If you don't do it and you follow what they are telling you, you are afraid that they will blackmail you, you will lose yourself. You will never be a man in your life again. I told him, if you ever allow these people, they will destroy your life and you are not coming back again. Then I told him, you know what you will do? You people need to counter sue him. Now it will be through the DSS. Don't use the police. Immediately I mentioned the DSS. The man that escorted him to the court, the police guy, got agitated. Now let me tell you what he told me. He said, you are telling him, we are talking about how to bring peace. You are talking about how to bring peace and you brought him to court? Why didn't you people make that peace at the police station? And I believe they must have told him to plead guilty, that when he pleads guilty, just like the criminal that owns Dunamis was telling the other guy that with the wife, we have the wife's voice record, was telling that guy, you have to, say you are guilty, but we will pay you, do this, do that. And had that guy pleaded it, believe me, they will ruin his life. And as I was speaking to Cassie became, he was out of himself. It's like something was removed from his eyes. When I looked, I gazed into his eyes and his eyes were empty. I'm like, Kai. I said, this guy, they have really planned on. And now, the police guy that escorted Cassie, that was telling him, no, let them deceive you, okay? As you now, who they suffer, no be you they suffer. As if he had pleaded guilty, they will leave him. If you didn't want him to suffer, why bring him to court in the first place?
So it is because of these utterances of Ijele that this Ashao came out and started saying, okay, now we are coming for everyone. We are going to arrest. We're going to make sure everyone is behind bars. Nigerians, please, this is the time for you to correct this madness. The police now, they have to start respecting the Constitution. Police are not doing their jobs. What they are being used to do, it is not on their job description. I don't know if that's how it operates in Nigeria. That if you talk about someone in a negative manner, or if you expose a false prophet, you can call the police to go and arrest that person. So what are the duties of the lawyers then? Here we can expose anyone, we can critique anyone, and the police will not even care. If the one that is offended feels like their reputation has been damaged, then they can consult and call their lawyer to say, listen, write a lawsuit to this person. And this matter gets to be decided in court. And when I receive the lawsuit, it's up to me to dance to the demands of whatever the lawyer would have said. I can tell them to take that lawsuit and shove it wherever that they want to shove it. If we do not agree, then we say, let's go to court, then let's go settle it in court. Why do the police enter here? And the judge now will pass a judgment to say, no, you are wrong. You are supposed to compensate this one for A, B, C, D, and E. If we disagree, the court goes on until I'm found at fault. And then there can be a penalty or a compensation, not a policy, not to say, go, now that you said this, you must be arrested. But in Nigeria, if you talk about against the false prophet like Jeremiah Omoto, the first thing that happens tomorrow, police are knocking on your door. They even used Interpol. How did that happen? How did it work out? How did it happen? I don't know. I'm trying to balance it. And I've actually reported, we have made several petitions and reports and appeals to Interpol HQ to also look into this arrest, to also verify and check which Interpol personnel were used to carry out this operation. Because I can promise you one thing, these people, these Interpol personnel that went on to arrest Kassy, they were paid by Jeremiah Omoto for fame. They received brown envelopes from Jeremiah Omoto for fame. And for that, they'll pay the price. That is far much higher than what they received from Omoto for fame. Don't disgrace your uniforms, gentlemen. Don't disgrace your uniforms and the institutions that you are representing by being hungry and going to collect money from Omoto for fame. Why are they not using Interpol here in South Africa to come and fetch and pick up Prof X? Because they know that any funny tricks that is not clear, that is not straight, it can backfire on them. Oh, I'm coming with my private jet. Don't come, Jeremiah Omoto. Just tell me where to go and report. I'll be there. If you have some Interpol here in South Africa as well, just tell me where I can go and meet them and submit myself. Instead of you coming, you're just, I know you never come to even start off with. You just have a big mouth. You talk too much. You just want to entice and make your followers happy and make your followers feel like you have what it takes, or you have the guts to do what you proclaim to do. Yet you know you're just a little baby man in a man's suit. You're a boy in a man's suit. You just talk too much. You loud too much. I'll do this. I'll fly my private jet, which you bought with money you stole from people. I'll come in, I'll deal with you. I'll show you that I have power. Which power do you have? Spiritually, you are incapacitated. Physically, still incapacitated. Do I know anyone that is in high offices? I don't. But there's nothing that you can do to me, Jeremiah Omoto for fame. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can even hire your thugs here in South Africa, but there are many Nigerians here. Hire them. But as long as God is still with me, I can promise you that. As long as God is still with me, there is nothing that will happen. Nothing at all. The money that you have stolen from people and the money that you keep throwing around to people to do these damage controls for you or to execute these illegal arrests for you, it will soon finish. And it's going to finish. It will not last forever. Very soon, all those reserves, we will empty them and we'll make sure that they are finished. And we'll see what will be left to fight with. For as long as it takes. Because right now you know for a fact that money is not coming anymore. You're only left with that one that you have stolen already. That one that you have robbed gullible believers. And it's going to finish. It's not going to last forever. And you've been splashing it, hoping that more will come. But people's eyes are open now. People now are sensible. They have seen the true man behind the mask. They know you for who you really are now. You keep disgracing yourself. You thought you are being... They don't love you, these people, anymore. Those ones that you see in your congregation, it's not because they love you. They are just coming there for handouts. They are coming there to receive money since you have built your brand on giving people handouts, on giving people money. So anyone that comes to that shrine, they are expecting a handout. Believe me. They don't even care about the nonsense that you think you are preaching. They don't even care about the declarations that you think you are making. They're just waiting for at least one day for an opportunity to bounce on them, and then they will receive 2 million or 5 million. But what they do not know is the people that you give money are your people. They are your stage managed people. You eventually get back all that money that you use for demonstrations. Your end is near, my brother. You have to brace up. You have to brace up. And you have to dance to the music. For the past 10 years, if not 10 years, right? If not 11 years, doing all these dubious religious activities, illegal activities. Your day has finally come. Do we want to bring you down? No. We just want to bring you to book. Because you have shown that you have shown us that you are arrogant and you're not willing to change. And if we can turn you, if we can turn Omoto for fame, if we can change the mindset of Omoto for fame and make him preach the true gospel, he can win many souls. Not until then, unless he repents and say, now I'm sold out to Christ. Now I'm willing to offer myself to Christ himself. Then we can let him go. With that being said, I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.